everyone. In today's lesson, Arabic letter shapes in a word, I will introduce you to the letter Kaf. The letter Kaf belongs to the friendly group of letters that agrees to add modifications or go through changes just to fit in with other letters forming a word in different positions. Now we can describe the letter Kaf as a super cooperative letter, not only highly cooperative, but super cooperative letter, because as I mentioned, it goes through a lot of changes just to fit in. And you may guess that it goes through a lot of changes because the letter itself is a unique letter. It is not a repetitive form of any other letter that we learned in the alphabet. Now let's take a close look at the form of the letter because this will help us to understand the logic behind the reshaping that we will see in a minute. The letter starts here, the body of the letter starts with a vertical line that goes from the top to the bottom, connecting to the horizontal line that ends with a curved tip. Then there is this part of the letter here. We can call it the baby calf. You remember from the alphabet lessons when we compared the shape of the letter calf to a kangaroo that always save or keep its baby in its sack. So this is this small part here. It's another version of the letter calf, and this is what makes the letter calf unique because it has two parts. And now when we present the different positions, you will understand why the baby calf looks like this shape specifically. So let's take a look at the examples. Okay, now here we have our table. This is the isolated letter, and let's take a look at the initial position. Here in the initial position, as you can see, we have a totally different shape than the calf that we know. Now, we usually, when we compromise parts of the letter, we keep some parts to identify the identity of the original isolated form. But here with the calf, when it comes at the beginning or in the middle of a word, as you can see, it has a different shape or look. Here it starts with a slanted line and to the left, and then it goes to the another slanted line to the right, as if it's a zigzag. And of course, we extend the line to connect it to the next letter. In the medial position, we have the same thing. We have this new look of the calf, the same thing, the same inverted Z or the letter Z here, and then we have an extended line to the right and to the left. Finally, in the final position of the word, we finally restore the shape of the calf as it is in its isolated form, except that we extend the line before the letter. So the letter calf goes through an extreme makeover at the beginning and in the middle of a word, and the changes are identical, except here, of course, in the middle we extend a line at both sides. And then we finally, when we go back to, or when we end the word with the letter calf, it will restore its shape. And let's look at examples containing the letter kaf at different positions. Here at the beginning, medial, and at the end of a word. Now, as you can see, the difference between the size of the isolated kaf and when it is reshaped at the beginning or in the middle. You can see the amount of space that is compressed. Even the reshaping itself saves space. This is why it is a super cooperative letter. And here, as you can see, when the calf in the middle of a word is preceded by a resisting letter, it is treated as a initial calf. And here, the calf at the end of a letter, when it is preceded by by a resisting letter, it is written in its isolated form. Now, before we reach the end of the lesson, I want to walk you through the logic behind the changes that takes place for the letter kaf. It is not something that you have to know, but it is something that will help you connect this letter. When you see this shape, you will immediately know that it is the letter kaf. So I will make up an imaginary story just to understand the logic behind it. So let's get started. Now, to try to understand the logic behind the reshaping of the letter kaf, let's think of it in the following context. Now, the letter kaf is invited to the alphabetical party, and they will choose the letters that will be connected to other letters to form words. Now, the letter kaf is a huge, big letter, and we need to make some changes so that it can fit in and go to the party. So let's start with the first change. First things first, this party is only for adults and babies are not allowed. So we will take out the baby and put it in the nursery. So we are left here with the basic body of the letter. Now, the next step, we will flip the letter upside down. Next, we will slant the letter a little bit to the left. Then we will cut this curvy edge, and then we will narrow the space at this area. And finally, this tip at here, we are going to straighten it so that it can form a straight horizontal line extended to connect to the next letter. And finally, we get the form of the calf that we will find it at the beginning or in the middle position of a word. Now, this is just a try or an effort from me just to walk you through the logic behind this. There's no scientific rule behind it or anything. I just want to make sure that whenever you see this shape, you will immediately remember the makeover and the party, and this is the letter kaf. And as you can see, if we think of it as a small version, it looks like the baby of the letter kaf. Okay, that was all for the reshaping of the letter kaf for today's lesson. I hope that you understood the logic behind the reshaping with all its dramatic changes. I will just last point, I will leave you now silently with just a quick review, a visual review of the reshaping of the letter kaf within the beginning, middle, and end of a word. Thank you for watching. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.